Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your old pal J-Gun. Defensecon 2956 will be here in just 12 days, and little bits of information are starting to leak out here and there, whether on purpose or not. So let's start talking about the ships that we know we're going to get, straight to flyable or concept, and I would love to hear what you think in the comments. So there are 4 ships we know we're going to get for sure. The Misk Starlight, which we believe is a refueling ship, probably smaller than the Starfarer. The Origin M80, a heavy fighter. The Aegis Tibberon, which is said to be a variant of the Hammerhead, and going to have some kind of large weapon. And then, of course, the Ironclad. And there are 2 surprise new ships, the Drake Pitbull and the Odin, which is just a bunch of dollar signs. We don't know much about the Odin, so maybe 6 ships that we need to talk about here. So let's go ahead and get started. Musashi Industrial Starflight Concern has their Misk Starlight ship. And this is the sneak peek that SIG has released to us. So there's no speculation here. This is a real photo from obviously inside the cockpit. It's going to be a refueling ship, and that makes sense because they've added a ton of refueling quests. So they're trying to bring refueling gameplay into the game. And I love Misk, I love their ships, and I'll buy the hell out of this ship. But I'm a little bit worried because refueling never works. I mean, I can't say never, right? Like it worked once when they first released it years ago. They've released it in the PTU of 4.8, and it still doesn't really work. Even like in the 7th or 8th build of PTU, I still can't get refueling to work right. So I'm a little bit worried about this, but you know what? I'm probably going to buy the ship anyways. And this morning, Mr. Crew was nice enough to show us what's in the box, and this is the Origin M80. Of course, we have the M50, which is kind of a racer small fighter. It says here that the M80 is going to be a heavy fighter, and we got the sneak peek for this last week, and it appears to have a fairly deep interior. You can see behind the pilot chair, and then there's kind of a bulkhead, and there's some transparency around the edges, and you can see even beyond that. So I think we're going to be looking at something that competes with the Vanguard series or the Mirai series. So I think add luxury tax to that, and we're probably going to see this thing coming in at about 250 war bond. That is my guess. It's Origin. It's cool. It's going to sell well. It looks kind of 85X-ish on the front. It's got broad shoulders that are wide to give it kind of a profile head-on like a Stingray. So I'm super excited about this. As long as they don't pull what they pulled with the 100, where they show us an important feature in the launch video that doesn't actually materialize.
The bed went through a couple of iterations in terms of animations and placement.
So the pilot will have that default logout option in their ship. So no need to worry about going out somewhere, being lost and having to find somewhere else to log out. You can log out in the 100 series.
Yeah, that was the video that accompanied the ship sale, a fold-out bed, and that's why I bought that ship. It's not like they would ever tell us about a feature and then not release it, right? Up next is the Aegis Tibberon, which is rumored to be based on the Hammerhead chassis. I totally made this up. I basically just took what I think the Tibberon should be. I filled in the void in the front of the ship with like a Exodus cannon or Exodus beam weapon, which is what you get on the Idris K kit. So I just thought that would be cool. Ignore this photo. This is probably not at all what the Tibberon is going to be. But I just thought it would be fun to kit bash this together. So this is J-Gun's thoughts on what the Tibberon could be. But, you know, I mean, this is probably going to be a $700, $800 ship. Next up is the Drake Ironclad and Ironclad Assault. This shouldn't represent new money for anybody. Your wallets are safe here because obviously we bought this last year when it went on sale. People are really excited about this. It's about 3 caterpillars wide, so it's referred to lovingly as the Fatapillar, and it uses the new command module technology, which, by the way, see my other video, is pretty iffy. The command module sometimes doesn't get along with the main chassis and likes to disconnect. So the command module and its ships are in an on-again, off-again relationship, and let's just hope they stay on again enough for us to enjoy our Ironclads. Next, we have the Drake Pitbull, and people can't decide if this is a vehicle that'll be an LTI token or if it's a spaceship that flies. I would prefer if it were a ship, a fighter, you know, like we have the Buccaneer by Drake, but it would be cool to have another fighter by Drake. That would make me happy. Either way, I'll buy a bunch of these. Right now, nothing more is known about the Drake Pitbull, but we've still got 12 days to Defensecon, so more information may be released. So let's keep the speculation going in the comments. And last but not least is the ship concept that's going to break the internet. Rumored to be more than twice the volume of a Javelin, it's probably going to cost at least $4,000. And that's going to lead to a lot of Reddit posts and a lot of blog posts. So for good or for even less good, that's what it is, a paper napkin drawing that's going to cost us a lot of money. And there will be a holographic projection of it above the ArcCorp towers. Twice the volume of the Javelin doesn't mean much, because a third of the Javelin's space is just its front prongs. So really, this thing could end up being just as long as the Javelin, not longer, but easily have twice as much volume inside. Some people think it will be Bengal class in size, but we don't know. So that's it. A bunch of new ships and a new concept that's going to make the internet very angry. And let me know what you think in the comments. I'm excited to kind of just chat about all of this. And thanks for watching. And if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you in the verse.